nominate nurse, medical worker, or frontline worker. So Kristen, do you want to kind of talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So a couple weeks ago, we were sitting around trying to brainstorm some ideas of ways that we can give back, ways that we can stay connected, and really just kind of like feeling those April blues that were happening a couple weeks ago with the rain and depressing Boston weather. And we came up with the idea of like, what do we have to offer? And we kept coming across nurses. Like I was getting calls from doctors and people that were essentially home on their days off that were looking for knitting projects, something to do to kind of keep them going. And so many people were saying that like knitting was like the one thing that was helping to keep them sane, and it was giving them something to do on their days off. And Alex was teaching classes. He's got a really solid group of nurses that he works with. And a lot of times, since their schedule is crazy, he'll set up like one-on-one appointments with them. So it started to be a common theme that we were seeing the work that we were doing was actually providing, we know it provides a lot of value, but it's so nice and validating to see that people that are out there working, people that are out there doing the work right now, and while all of us are staying home, that they're finding some joy and some comfort in knitting and in the work and the designs that we're creating, are helping give them a little bit of something of relief in this time. So as a company, you know, we started brainstorming some ideas. You know, we're a small business. We're, you know, bootstrap this. It's really kind of like a very challenging time as a company to think about like what the next couple months are going to look like. But I can donate like 50 kits. Like as a company, I was like, we have the yarn, we have the needles, we have the classes. So if there's some kits that we can donate, even just to start to get the ball rolling, let's kind of throw this out there and see what happens. So we're starting right now just to kind of get like nominations and see if people either themselves are nurse or medical worker, frontline worker, or if you know someone. So we put together this nomination process, which is what Hayley mentioned. And we just rolled it out a couple days ago. So that's kind of like high level rundown of the program.
Awesome. Yeah. So for, let's say I want to nominate my sister. She's a nurse. She works really hard. She likes to do crafts. How do I go about doing it?
So we put together a Google form. Google form is kind of like the quickest and dirtiest way that we can capture the information. So if you're nominating someone else, you would just kind of input your information. It is easiest if you know the email address of the person that you're nominating, but we do understand like maybe you want to do this as something sweet. Maybe you want to kind of surprise them with something nice. So in the form, if you just fill it out and say that you're either nominating yourself or you're nominating someone else, if you're nominating someone else, just say who they are and a quick note as to why you think that they would either be interested or why you think that they would be the right fit to receive the knit kit. And then in the checkout process, Kate or someone from our team is going to reach out to you to help kind of figure out the logistics and determine how we can get the kit to them.
Awesome. And you all can find the link to that in our bio. So if you click on the link in the bio, it should be the first thing that pops up, and then it will take you to the Google form. We've had some great responses so far. So what else? What if I am a nurse or a frontline worker and I know how to knit, but I am interested in maybe learning my next step or even just working with our beautiful yarn? Are there options for that as well?
Yeah, so this came up. We just kind of thought this through and trying to make sure that we can offer something to everyone. I think, you know, a lot of people may know how to knit, or maybe they knit a while ago, maybe they need a refresher, or maybe they're an avid knitter and they knit all the time. So we have 3 options. The first one is like a true beginner, where you're going to sign up for our Learn to Knit kit, and we're going to guide you in the welcome kind of intro to knitting class. The second one is purling, which is like our phase 2, building off of learning to knit. And then the third option is if you know how to knit, that we want to send you out a ball of our soft, super soft, like our wool, merino wool yarn that's really enjoyable to work with. So we're going to send you out a ball of yarn and a pattern of your choice. The ball can make a pair of needles, it can make a headband, it can make a hat. We have like over 15 patterns that you can choose from. But if you're an advanced knitter, the only thing I would say is like, let us know if you have the needles or not, because we do assume that most knitters have needles, that we are not defaulting to necessarily include them. So we'll have some communication with the kit that's going out, and then we have videos and other ways to support you once you get your kit.
Awesome. Yeah, what else? I think the way that we have it set up for classes right now is we've listed out all of the classes that we have available. We're adding some more this week. And then we also have an option that says for future class. So we obviously know that you all are busy and you're working, not like us who are here from home. So we want to know like what the best date is for you, and our team is flexible and we just want to be able to offer you the classes. So that's an option. When you go to checkout, you can say for a future date, and then one of us will reach out to you to figure out a time that works best.
Yeah, so right now the calendar is booked out through like the 17th. I think we're looking at the middle of May that we've confirmed. So like Hayley said, you can always shoot us an email if there's times that aren't working for the classes, so we can, I'm sure your schedules are a bit kind of crazy, so we can definitely incorporate that and have some flexibility there.
Awesome. One other thing, Kristen, what if maybe I don't know a nurse, or I'm not really close with them, or maybe I, whatever, but I want to donate. What if I want to like say I want to match you and do 50 kits? Is that something that is available, or even just like donate $5?
So we had a couple people, I sent an email blast out to our subscribers yesterday, and I did have some people respond back, and I have had a couple folks when I was telling them about the program say that they wanted to donate some kits as well. So we have set up a separate donate link so we can track all of the funds that are coming in for donations, and essentially it's going to create a pool. And right now we are pretty much like at our almost close to like our 50 that we've committed to, and we have had 2 additional donors come in and commit to another 50. And we really kind of just started this, so I think that there's a huge demand there for nurses and medical and frontline workers that would love to receive this. I think it's a nice creative way for people to give back, and if people are interested in that, we're working on ways to make it something that could be on our website. But for right now, if you want to send us a DM or message, and like honestly, like anything like $10 pays for shipping of 2 kits. Like
right.
$38 is the kit itself, and that's including the yarn, the needles, shipping. Our classes, like we typically have 2 to 3 instructors on each class, so it helps us pay for the instructors that are going to be kind of leading and making sure that we can give folks support after they're kind of on their way. So that's where any donations would go through. So that's something new that's just come up. So we were working through some logistics on that. So we would appreciate it. Like any help or any questions on it, just let us know.
Awesome. Yeah, and we can ship all over the US. So, and since we're virtual with classes, we've had people from LA, Chicago. We've had someone in Australia join onto our classes. So kind of like makes it awesome. So if you have a family member who's super far away and you just want to kind of send them some love, that could be a great option.
I think that was the one thing that like I wasn't quite aware. I mean, I don't think I realized till after I had my son just how much work nurses do. Like it's such like the people that work in that field, I give them so much credit. I personally, like, I'm business minded. I can't handle blood. I can't handle sickness. So, I just prop my hat off to anybody that's in the medical field and doing that work, because it is the work of saints, and it takes a very, very, like the people that are doing that work, my heart just goes out to them, and I'm just so grateful. And I know that everybody is just so grateful for what they're doing right now and the sacrifices that they're making. So with that, any ways that we can help, we're trying to. So
yeah, no, it feels good. I know that like your sister-in-law is a nurse, and I have a bunch of friends, my sister, my cousin. So it also feels good to be able to just like directly do something for them too.
Totally.
Because they're all feeling it. Do you guys have any questions about it? You can open it up. We have a few people on here. We'll post this to our stories as well, so that way people can get a broader viewing of it. But
we just rolled it out. Right now it's just on a Google form. It's not yet on our website. It's still really early. We're taking nominations. We have had people ask to donate and start to match some of the kits that we're giving.